Hi, welcome to the Ellis Talker Show. I'm DV LeBron. Today I have a very special guest, Miss Sissy Franklin from the Manor House, Midlothian. How are you doing, Miss Franklin?
Oh, I am doing very well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I really appreciate you coming on. I'm doing this charity series, and I've had several charities from the area.
Uh-huh.
And, I believe in these things, especially the local ones. They help, the people here in this county. So, can you do me a favor and just kind of tell the people of Ellis County a little bit more about you? And then we'll roll into how, Manor House came about, and we'll talk about your organization.
Okay. Yeah, like you said, my name is Sissy Franklin. I am executive director at Manna House. I have been a part of Manna for almost 30 years. Started out as a volunteer for about 10 years and became the director in 2004. Um, it's been a crazy ride, but one that I absolutely have enjoyed every minute of. This community is so important, and I feel like Manor House is a pretty vital part of that for helping families, and specialize in kiddos and seniors. We do a lot with seniors and kiddos, so it's my earthly passion.
That's a beautiful thing. I love people who it's a calling when you want to help people, and because it takes up all of your time, all of your effort. There's so much need in the world, and when you're one of those people who are trying to fill those needs, it can get difficult. But
Yes, sir.
on a positive note, you run this Manor House in Midlothian, and can you tell me more about the Manor House and its organization?
Yeah, absolutely. In 1992, the eighth grade problem solvers decided at the beginning of every year, their task is to find an unmet need in the community and spend the next 9 months of school figuring out how to solve that problem. So in 1992, these eighth grade kids noticed that their neighbors didn't have electricity or water or didn't have enough food. The kids' clothing needed repairs. There was all kinds of needs. So they came up with the idea of putting it all under one roof, with the resources to vet people and kind of be like the storehouse for benevolence, if you will. Um, and they went to state with their idea that year in one state, and 30 years later, here we are. They're shocked. I've spoken with a couple of them that were actually in that class, and they're like, "Wow, we never dreamed it would last this long, get this big." They were in tears. They were so happy. Um, so it just we were embraced by the Ministerial Alliance, who actually owns Manna House, and the
Who is
community.
it? I'm sorry. The
Um,
Minis who? The
the
Minis who?
Ministerial
Oh,
Ministerial Alliance, the
okay.
churches in town.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Yeah.
I was definitely gonna ask you about that coming up. Um, so this came out, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but this so you're telling me this came up on a thought by some kids in a class?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm
Wow.
saying. I know.
Wow. And
Every
30
day
years later, huh?
I'm like, these kids were just so far ahead of their own times. I mean, they foresaw the need and took care of it. It's amazing. I love that story.
It's usually how it's usually kind of how it goes because they see good when we're jaded sometimes. But whoa, is that your phone?
Sorry, my
That's fine. So so it started off on a thing in a classroom, and how does the Manor House help our local community?
We have a 6,000 square foot warehouse out in the industrial section where we have a food pantry. Our clients come into the food pantry and they get to actually shop. It's set up like a grocery store, because I'm not going to make a bag of food for someone and put spinach and beets in it, not knowing whether or not they want spinach or beets. So we let them choose. They get to shop through. One of our volunteers accompanies them the um, uh, throughout the warehouse, and they get their food. And when I tell you they get a month's worth of groceries, it's a a grocery cart full. I mean, it's a lot of food, and it's fresh meat, it's fresh produce. We have toiletries, personal items, um, just everything that they would need if they went to the grocery store. These are the same things that they would get at the grocery store. Um, and that's the way we help with food. We have 200 seniors in Midlothian that come every month and get their groceries. We have about 150 in Italy. We have another location in Italy. Um, and they go in there and do the same thing. It's really important to me that they get to make their own choices. It gives them a little bit of ownership and in putting food on the table for the family. In other words, they're not bringing home a can of beets that nobody wants to eat. They're actually shopping for what they know their family will eat.
And this is
Um,
free.
yeah, oh, yes, yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
they're going into here like, and you got it set up like a supermarket, which is amazing. How many locations you said you had? You had
We have two,
one,
one here
two,
and one in Italy.
one in
Um,
Italy, and they just come in and shop like it's regular.
yes, sir. We're real big on making certain that these people that are in need, um, it's a very confidential process. We make certain that they leave with their dignity fully intact. We don't want anybody feeling anything less than what they are. They're humans, and they just hit a bump in the road, and we realize that, and we help them through that. We try to get them over the rough spot and back to being productive, and that includes sometimes helping financially with utilities, medicines. There's not a lot that we run from. We try to meet them where they are. If it's a need that most people would probably say, "Gee, that's a crazy one." No, we don't. We try to meet what their need is when that need arises.
That's amazing. And there's a lot of need. There is. There just and to have that because that shame can sometimes be what keeps you from getting the help that you need.
Oh
And
yeah.
when you're in need of that help, it's a need. It's and that isn't wrong. As long as you're working on things. And sometimes you got to have that kind of grace. So it's obvious that the Manor House has that kind of grace. So kind of go over with me. I need I need food, Sissy. What happens next?
Well, you come into to Manna House, either location. We sit down and we talk with you. We find out, are there other needs more than just food? How else can we help you? What caused this problem? How can we help you get through that? We love on them. We pray with them. We spend as much time with them. We're big on relationships. We don't just say, "Here's your food. Go home. We're done." Um, we work with them and get to know them and their families, and try to get them through usually a pretty difficult time. Um, and it's all about relationships to us. That's what we uh, have built our foundation is relationships.
Yeah, it sounds like that. How do you get help from the government at all for this?
Occasionally, back during COVID, EF&S, Emergency Food and Shelter Program, we got funds for housing to help pay mortgages and stuff because people were out of work and stuff. And that usually comes through not every year, but every few years it's available. And it may become available even more now with COVID. I don't know. We haven't seen a second year of it, but I don't know. We'll certainly apply for it if it does because it helps people a whole lot. But no, we typically we depend on this community. We build relationships with people. We get involved in all kinds of community events. We're probably the biggest volunteers in town. We're on committees and boards, and we mentor with Mentors Care and at the Mile, and we are very active in the community as an entire staff.
Have the local churches kind of embraced your mission and helped you out?
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, Yeah, we don't even go to work without them, but they are our spiritual covering as well. We
Oh
they
Lord, yeah.
pray for us daily, and um, yeah, it's a real important relationship for what we do.
That's just, it's wonderful to hear that there is that support. Now, what are some of the obstacles that you have seen as of late, as far as how's your need compared to other times, and how's your supply compared to other times?
You know, that's the beauty of it. When the need is highest, that's when God performs the best. He has never let us down. We just fully rely on God and what He's going to do to help our ministry. Um, our client load is not really any bigger than it ever was. There we have some new seniors every day. We get new seniors, and they're on fixed income, so that makes total sense. Um, but with the government paying stimulus and different things, people have used them pretty wisely, I'd say, because it's not really increased. There in the beginning, it really blew up, but it's tapered down a little bit, where it's pretty much back to what it was pre-COVID, which is
Pre-COVID,
still steady.
yeah. It and that's just it's I'm still on the part about the grocery store, the way you did that. That is such a creative thing. What can the community do to further the mission of the Manor House?
Uh, um, Boy, cash talks. I'll just say that we have a lot of buying power through North Texas Food Bank. The power of the dollar you give us is greater than the dollar that you have, because North Texas Food Bank has a lot of buying power. We can buy food a lot cheaper um, through North Texas Food Bank with that dollar. We have a recurring $7 challenge on our website. You can read about it. We right now we have angels out all over Christmas. We send out about between 3 and 4,000 angels every year, and they are out on trees. Our angels are marked clearly that they're Manna houses, and they are all local kids. Um, so that's going on right now. We've got Thanksgiving coming up.
I wanted to share something you had on your website about that.
Mhm.
Trying to do that right now. So let's see, and let's go into here. So this right here, um, can you see it on your screen?
No, I cannot.
Oh, okay. Technology issues. Let's see. Share.
I would say it's my fault, but I didn't do anything.
No, it's all right. It is technology issues. So
There it is.
so they have the Thanksgiving meal kit. Can you tell the people about that a little bit?
Yeah, that's what we provide for each client that signs up for Christmas is a turkey, a full size turkey, and all the fixings. Now the meals aren't cooked. Now our seniors, we are cooking their turkeys for them. We're having those cooked for the seniors, but normally the family gets according to size. If it's a big family, they'll get a 20-pound turkey. If it's like a smaller family, it may be a 10, 15. You know, we base the size on the family size, but it's everything they need for a Thanksgiving meal, and it's all uncooked. Because to me, um, the fun part is getting in the kitchen with your kids and grandkids and sisters and brothers, and doing the cooking yourself. It just more family time. So it's not prepared.
Oh, I may have lost Sissy there. Um, Technology issues, but I wanted
Like two
to.
pies. I mean, it's a
There
full
you are.
meal.
Sorry, I
It,
lost you there for a minute.
oh, I'm sorry. I was just talking on.
Yeah.
It's a full Thanksgiving meal. Everything you need for the entire meal.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm having a little bit of technology issues. I'm figuring that we're having a little connection problem, but that's okay. Um, I definitely is. How could people donate to the Manor House? Because I know that there's people going to watch this video and they're like, "Well, how do I donate?"
Um, the way I would like to see it is I would like to see them walk in and meet us because, like I say, we're big on relationships. I'd love to meet everybody, but it's not always possible. They can do it through PayPal. They can mail checks in. But if they get a chance just to come in, I love to show people around the pantry and um, let them see what we do. It just really speaks volumes when they see um, our how attentive we are to the clients. We absolutely adore our clients, and um, I don't know, we want to be what they need us to be,
That that's really cool.
and it's
Well,
extremely important to us that their dignity is fully intact when they leave. We don't no judging ever. We just try to help people. That's what we want to do.
well, it sounds like a wonderful organization, and it sounds like God has blessed you along the way, which is
Absolutely.
a beautiful thing. I encourage anybody who watches this to please donate to the Manor House and the other charities. Whichever I've been putting on these local charities. So if you want to donate to one and not the other, that's fine. Just donate to something. Help somebody in need. It's our calling in life to help people. Um, Miss Sissy, it was so awesome having you on. I really appreciate you coming on.
I'm happy to do it, and thank you for this opportunity. This is just amazing. Everybody needs to be a part of this. This is pretty
Thank
cool that
you.
you do this.
Well, I love this community. So,
Yes, sir.
I'm doing this and it's I love it. I love it. But in closing, you can donate a turkey, you can donate a meal. One of the things she covered was she can get the food a lot cheaper than you can. So
Yes.
think about donating. And today I wanted to go into a quick little subject. Today is Veterans Day. Thank you so much for those of you who served. I had the pleasure of serving my country, and I had some really cool people that I served with. And there's so many veterans that participate in what is Ellis County. And I want to tell you, thank you so much for your service. And I appreciate you as your brother. So, well, Sissy,
Absolutely.
you take care and God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. You guys go adopt an angel. They're all over town. You can find one somewhere.
There you have it.
And if you can't come into Manor, we've got plenty.